Hey y'all, how you doing today? Street Fighter Duel came out the other day, so with every new gacha game, there's obviously a plethora of new tier lists, but the ones that I saw yesterday were total trash, and I was hoping for a new one to come out before I actually put out this video. Okay, this one was just put out 2 hours ago by Kaylee Partleton. Did she actually play the game? Come on, let's see it. What are the ranks? Ooh, another one from 2 hours ago. It looks like there's been a lot that have been updated recently since yesterday, so I'm glad I didn't make this video yesterday. So the thing about whenever a game first comes out and there's a bunch of tier lists, you can see we scroll down and there's not really any sort of description as to why these characters were placed there. So I figured the best thing we could do is just crowdsource as many tier lists as possible, and we'll look at like 3 of them. Because we know none of them are going to be accurate. We know that they were all just shat out in the first hour that the game was available. So here's the deal. Whenever a game first comes out like this, all of the tier lists are usually formatted in a way to where it is just their names with a ranking with no sort of description as to why they were placed there. So what I figured we could do is, if they're all going to be like that, which they are because the game just came out, we could at least look at a couple of them and see if we see any similarities. So here we have a Street Fighter Duel tier list updated today by Vladimir Sumina, so literally a couple hours ago. Street Fighter Duel is a spin-off of Street Fighter, the famous arcade fighter franchise. In this mobile title, you control popular Street Fighter characters, blah 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 blah, we get that, we already know that. So let's see, here's the rankings, okay. As there are so many characters in the game, we're going to be ranking them according to their power levels. There are many other factors that a character can be judged by, including their looks, personalities, and lore, just to name a few. But for the purpose of the guide, we're going to go by how strong they are. If you prefer a certain character and feel they should be ranked higher than we did, feel free to share why you think that is in the comments below. Doesn't look like anybody's commented, Mr. Vladimir, so let's just go ahead and look at it. We have in the S tier, for Vlad here, he likes Jury, Dalsum, Mad Ryu, and Elena. So according to Mr. Vladimir, if you have one of those 4, you're in the S tier. A tier is Beast Zangief, Combat Guile, Rose, Balrog, Poison, and Sea Viper. And the B tier is Chun-Li, E Honda, Seth, Mayor, Cody, and Dudley. As for Chun-Li, because I've seen some people say that they see Chun-Li's like destroying the billboards right now, it's because there's a pack. Like, I remember seeing it the very first time you open the game, they shove a Chun-Li pack in your face. So the reason Chun-Li is on the top of the billboards right now is because all of the pay-to-win whales definitely bought that Chun-Li pack. So they probably had a couple of copies of Chun-Li and they just boosted her up as much as they could. C tier, Mikado, Zangief, Adon, Ryu, Ken, and Blanca. And then in the D tier is Phylong, Guy, and Abel. So let's just take a little bit of a mental note as to where Vlad has ranked everybody. I think Glenn Fox had a tier list up here earlier too, but we all know how he is not to be trusted, but it's still fun anyways. Is this Glenn Fox? Let's find Glenn Fox's. Here we go, Glenn Fox. He even updated it 5 hours ago. Mr. Fox has his Street Fighter Duel tier list and his rankings. Oh, he actually has descriptions of the rankings too. Do we want to go through those? Nah, we know what. Holy crap, bro. Look at this format. Look at the format. Oh, they're just vomited on the page. C and D tier, there aren't even any characters, so there's no one that's absolutely terrible yet. He probably just didn't want to piss anybody off by saying a character was awful, because he doesn't know anything, which is why they're all labeled like this. But let's just see what he has to say. In the B tier, we have Cody, Dan, Ibuki, and Sakura. Holy cow, that's a lot of characters in the A tier. Solid characters that are great for filling gaps in your party whenever you don't have enough S tiers. Abel, Adon, Blanca, Decapra, DJ, Dudley, Elena, Phylong, Guy, Hakan, Hugo, Ken, Makoto, Relento, Rufus, Ryu, T-Hawk, Yang, and Yun. So you're telling me you have 20 dudes in the A tier and only 4 in the B tier and 0 in the C and D tier? Jesus, I can't wait to see what the S tier looks like. Oh, this is the S tier. It's completely just as full as the A tier is. So in the S tier is practically everybody else. Akuma, Balrog, Cammy, Sea Viper, Chun-Li, Dalsim, E Honda, El Fuerte, Evil Ryu, Jen, Gentleman Cody, Gouken, Guile, Jury, M Bison, Oni, Poison, Red Lotus fighting King Ken, Rose, Sagat, Seth, Vega, and Zangief. So really, there's nothing for us to take from this except for where they've been ranked. Some of the rankings might be similar, like here in the S tier, a good popular trick I like to do is see if there's a character that's in 3 S tiers. If we can find one character in 3 S tiers, then we know that that's actually probably a decent character. So we're just going to go ahead and look at one more, and then I'm going to tell you who you want to reroll for. So who is up next? 7 hours ago, Gamer Tweak, let's do it. By Shabam. Street Fighter Duel tier list and reroll guide. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out this reroll guide for you. Ignore what everybody says, because any character that is not one of the rare elements is pointless to reroll for. You will be getting multiple copies of everybody, and the only thing that you're going to be doing by rerolling is wasting your time, because if it takes you like 2 hours to reroll, then you probably got a little bit of a boost out of it. But if it takes you like 4 hours to get a certain character that you wanted, it's literally not worth it, because those 4 hours in the beginning of the game and at the beginning of a server launch are so much more important than just getting one mid character. So if it's one of those rare elements, one of these 4, go for it. But if it's not, then you're wasting your time. I highly recommend re-rolling for those LD characters, by the way, because they're just simply the most valuable that you can get. You're going to need these characters, and you're probably never going to get them if not through a re-roll. So if you're a professional re-roller using blue stacks and you have like 4 instances up and you're just going through, 40 summons every 5 minutes, then re-rolling is probably a good idea for you. If you're one of those people that only plays on your phone and you're not very tech savvy, don't even worry about re-rolling, just continue with the game. Finally, let's go ahead and look at Shabam's tier list and see the format that he's using. Oh, the same format. So everybody's listed here. We actually have D tiers and C tiers, so we could see who some of the shit characters are. I really should have brought my mouse. I can't control. There's so many ads on the website, bro. How am I supposed to get to anything? God, I can't. Here we go. In the D tier, we have Titan, Akarl, and Master Roshi. Is this for the right game? That's for Idol Awakening. That's not what I clicked on. Okay, here we go. Here's the tier list for Street Fighter Duel. In the D tier, we have a couple of people. Cody, Dudley, DJ, Zangief, Abel, Guy, and Fei Long. Wasn't Zangief S tier on the last tier list? Maybe I'm mistaken about that. But moving on from that, C tier. We have Hakan, Hugo, Decapra, Blanca, Adon, Sakura, Ibuki, and Dan. All right. Into the B tier, we have Rolento, Makoto, Ken, Cody, Dan, Sakura, Ibuki, and Seth. Is he copying names? Is there other words that are supposed to be in those names that just are simply not there? A shit ton of people in the A tier again. That's pretty common, apparently. Jin, Evil Ryu. I know that Evil Ryu was S tier on someone else's. E Honda, Dalsim, Elena, Cammy, C Viper, Balrog, Akuma, Red Lotus fighting King Ken. I haven't even seen that name yet. Rose, Vega, Sagat, Yun, Yang, Chun-Li, T-Hawk, Ryu, Rufus. That's so many people, bro. Isn't Ryu just like a fodder character? Isn't he literally one of the fodder characters that you're supposed to use and get like hundreds of copies of in order to promote your actually good guys? This tier list is whack. They're all whack, but hey, at least I'm pointing that out to you now and you're not wasting your time. S tier, Jury, Poison, Oni, Mad Ryu, M. Bison, Guile, Gouken, and Gentleman Cody. So those are 3 tier lists that have come out since the game release. They've been updated hourly. I should have just made this video yesterday, because what I was doing is I was putting it off until a good one came out, but it's pretty clear that a good one's not going to come out for a while. So, I mean, across the 3 tier lists, what I'm going to do is I'll put all of the characters that were ranked in S tier in every single list we looked at right here. Oh. That's not good. Are we being invaded? So thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if I'm being invaded. This might be your last chance. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But other than that, y'all, that's going to do it for me today, and I'll potentially see y'all later if I live. Bye.